Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It certainly has been a while, hasn't it? But I'm back predicting the football for the weekend, Premier League. These are my Premier League predictions, game week 4, and let us kick things off, shall we? By talking about the first game. The first game is Southampton against Manchester United. Look, this is a match between two sides who lost last week. I believe Southampton lost to Brentford 3-1. As for Manchester United, they lost to Liverpool 3-0, which isn't the end of the world. But again, I mean, how many second chances will Ten Hag get? I do believe that he is a good manager, but is Ten Hag really the guy, or is he just the guy before the guy? Look, he should beat Southampton. If they lose to Southampton, then I think Ten Hag is a goner. I am going to have to back Manchester United for this one. Southampton 0, Manchester United 2. Share your thoughts on that one. And the next match is Liverpool against Nottingham Forest. This is another match between... Excuse me. This is a match between two sides who Liverpool, obviously we've spoken about them just then. They beat Manchester United 3-0. As for Nottingham Forest, they drew to Wolves 1-1. And look, you certainly do look at this match and you think that Liverpool should win this match. It's at Anfield. Yeah, I'm going to have to back Liverpool, I think. Liverpool 2, Nottingham Forest 0. Fairly comfortable. And may I just also point out, Liverpool, under Arne Slot, are the only team not to concede a goal this season. Right, the next match is Manchester City against Brentford. Manchester City, they are coming off the back of a 3-1 win against West Ham. And when I think about this match, I remember the match a few seasons ago. Erling Haaland, his debut. He scored. Doesn't he score a couple of goals, or was this a hat trick even? But yeah, again, he scored a hat trick again. Did he score a hat trick against West Ham? I think he did. Yes, he did. I mean, he's just a beast, isn't he? As for who are we talking about? Brentford. Last week, Brentford, let me just find their recent result. Why am I... here we go. Brentford. Last week, Brentford, they beat Southampton 3-1. But again, is it only Southampton? You've got to back Manchester City for this one, haven't you? And I'm going to go fairly heavy as well. Manchester City 4, Brentford 1. And the next match is Fulham against West Ham United. Bit of a London derby, this one. Fulham, they are coming off the back of a 1-1 draw against Ipswich Town. And again, Ipswich, Portman Road were up for the match. I mean, it was Ipswich Town's first match where you thought, okay, they could really get a point. So you've got to take that into consideration. But Fulham, you've got to see it as 2 points dropped against a newly promoted side. As for who were Fulham playing, they were playing West Ham United, and as I said, I've already spoken about them just then. It was a 3-1 defeat to Manchester City. As I say, it wasn't the end of the world. It was Manchester City, and ultimately they are the best team in the world. I am, however, going to back my first draw of the weekend, I think. Fulham 1, West Ham 1, and the next match is Crystal Palace against Leicester. Let's talk about Crystal Palace first. Crystal Palace are coming off the back of a... let me just find their result, sorry. They drew 1-1 to Chelsea. I mean, it's just Chelsea being Chelsea. We'll talk about them in a minute. But it certainly isn't a bad point away at Stamford Bridge. As for Leicester City, they lost to Aston Villa 2-1. I am going to have however, back. Let me just find out. I am going to back a draw. Crystal Palace 1, Leicester City 1, and the next match is Brighton against Ipswich. Brighton coming off the back of a 1-1 draw against Arsenal, and I mean, Brighton have started well, haven't they? Let's be honest. Look, 7 points from the 3 games against Everton, Manchester United and Arsenal. They haven't lost a game yet, and you've got to give it to Fabian Herzler. As for Ipswich Town, it was a 1-1 draw for them against Fulham. Ipswich have got to be looking at this match as a match that they could again get something from, but I think Brighton might be up for this. And I am going to have to back Brighton. Brighton 2, Ipswich 0. And the next match is Aston Villa against Everton. I'm depressed even talking about Everton at this point. Everton, we bottled it against Bournemouth, losing 3-2. 2-0 up in the 87th minute. We go and concede 3 goals, and we lose to Bournemouth 3-2. As for Aston Villa, it was a 2-1 win for them against Leicester City. And the way I'm feeling at the moment about Everton, I am going to back us to get battered. I'm not feeling very optimistic at this stage. And I am going to have to go quite heavy because, I'm not feeling happy at the moment with Everton. Aston Villa 5, Everton 1. And the next match is AFC Bournemouth against Chelsea. And again, what could we say about Chelsea? What was it? A 6-2 win against Wolves. The next weekend, they go and draw to Crystal Palace at home. It's just Chelsea being Chelsea, isn't it? They are up against... However, they are up against AFC Bournemouth, as I say, and they won 3-2 against Everton. I've just spoken about them just then. I'm going to back Bournemouth. Bournemouth 3, Chelsea 2. I just think with it being the Vitality Stadium, I can see Bournemouth getting something from that match. The next match is the big one. It's the North London derby, and it is Tottenham Hotspur against Arsenal. Tottenham, they are coming off the back of a... they lost to Newcastle 2-1 last time out, and are they without a win this season? I'm not too sure, actually. No, they beat Everton 4-0. What am I talking about? Yeah, I mean, look, it is at home for Tottenham. As for Arsenal, well, It was a 1-1 draw for them against Brighton. Declan Rice got that red card. He is suspended. Arsenal have a few other players out injured as well. The likes of Martin Odegaard. I think Carlo Fiore as well might be injured. I think it'll be a tough match actually for Arsenal. However, I am going to back a draw actually. High scoring draw, a Desmond. Tottenham 2, Arsenal 2. And the final match is Wolves against Newcastle. And look, the last time I said that a match would be 1 goal either way, it ended up being 6-2 to Chelsea. But I look at this match and it doesn't necessarily inspire me with goals. And I am going to have to go for a 1-0 win either way. And I am going to edge Newcastle. Let's talk about Wolves and Newcastle first. Wolves, they drew 1-1 against Nottingham Forest for them last time out. As for who are they playing? As for Newcastle, it was a 2-1 win for them against Tottenham. But as I say, this match doesn't necessarily scream out goals to me, and I am going to back a 1-0 win for Newcastle. Wolves 0, Newcastle 1, and that wraps up my Premier League predictions for another week. Game week 4. Thank you everyone for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment your thoughts, comment your predictions, and I will speak to you in the next one. Speak to you later.